What makes people listen to your voice is not because your English language is polished. It's not because of how hard you sound. It's not in how the mixer, the microphone is tuned so loud. It is because there's a mantle. You don't understand. When a man speaks with a mantle, you are talking like a god. You no longer talk like a man. You see, men were designed to speak to men. Spirits were designed to speak to spirits. Princes were designed to speak to princes. Now, when a man talks to a man, it is called advice. And in advice, you discover that when you are talking to a man, when you are advising a man, the man will be nodding head. Say, sir, you are making sense, sir. Sir, that's true. Aye, it's true. Very correct, sir. You see, that I've been thinking, I used to think that I'm wrong. But sir, right now, I've heard you very well. The reason why that man left there and returned to, in fact, the worst state before he came is because all you offered the man was advice. Let me tell you what it means. It means that a king spoke to a fellow king, and in that advice, what happens is called suggestion. The man has the full right to decide whether to take that advice or not. So the man can listen to, hear your advice, and still go and do whatever he wants to do. So that's a man talking to a man. 2, when a spirit is talking to a spirit, it's like when Jesus looked at a man who was sick and said, "Thou foul spirit of infirmity." When you enter into a different rank, there's a rank you enter in God, and you don't address men, you address spirits. The spirits that follow men. When you reach that rank, you can change a situation, not because you are strong, not because your word is different from what you... Listen, do you know that the same message that Apostle Joshua Selman used to preach 10 years ago is the same message that he's preaching today? The reason why people are putting his message now on repeat is not because the message changed. It's not because he now looked big. No, the difference is that what is accompanying, he's not addressing men anymore. He's addressing principalities. When you are at the level where you are addressing spirit, you have few men around. So you can meet a man, and with your ranking, you can address the spirit that affected the man, and you win the man to God. So that's a second rank. There's another rank where you address principalities. You see, principalities are in charge of many people. You don't understand. Principalities are not in charge of one person. It is only a spirit that is in charge of one person. Every man has a spirit that is in charge of the man. And so, even a believer can be demonized, or what we call manipulated, bewitched. That's why a believer born again can still be a victim of bewitchment, can still be demonized. He might not even be aware. But if you meet a man that has the ranking of addressing spirits, that man can actually, maybe through his words, whether you listen to him talking, or you listen to he was praying, or you listen to, he can address that spirit, and then you are set free. But that is you that is free. When a man enters into another rank, he addresses principalities, and principalities are in charge of a territory. And when we talk about territory, we are not talking about a landmark. We are talking about people. Like a principal of a school is in charge of a full school. And as the fence of that school is, that's how far the powers, the authority of the principal is. That's why if you are outside the school compound, the principal will not do you anything. They won't flog you for coming late. That's why some students come late and decide not to enter school. Because as long as you have not reached the gate, nobody will flog you. But when you enter, you have submitted yourself to the principal. and whatever is the rules and regulation governing that school, you will find yourself as a victim or as a beneficiary of it. So when you begin to address principalities, you can release 20,000 men at once in one address.